looks like the Tillotson Formula V Championship is hitting new heights this season. We had 6 reserves on the entry list for Brands Hatch at one point. Yesterday was the first round of the championship. Victory went to a familiar face.
Paul Smith bidding for a 3rd successive Formula V Championship. You got off to a winning start. Good race.
Yeah, it was a good race. Yeah, pace weren't too great, to be honest with you, but I'm not too sure what happened to Peter. I think he got held up with a back marker, so it was a bit of a lonely race. But I think I'd rather prefer that than him hassling me. So,
I mean, qualifying was damp but dry this morning. You were 1.7 seconds faster than everyone else. Was the car really set up well for those conditions, and maybe not quite so well for the dry?
Yeah, we actually didn't change anything, to believe it or not. We was on Friday testing. We was testing in very drizzly weather, which was very reminiscent of this morning, so it was great. The car was on rails, but yeah, I don't know, lost some pace somewhere, so I'm sure we'll find it.
Smith is on pole position for this one alongside Martin Farmer, but we're missing Ben Maludi from row 2. Problems on the warm-up lap after changing a gearbox overnight. Lights have gone out, the race gets underway with some oil down on the circuit from the previous race. That might catch some of the drivers out. You can see the slippery surface flag being displayed there. A good start though for Paul Smith, straight away into the lead of the race from Martin Farmer, and Dan Pitchford there in 3rd place. A new car for him this season. He's in that gold leaf liveried GAC. GAC you can see going through in the yellow car, the double-A EV. He had a few strong podium finishes in the second half of last season. Let's see if he's able to repeat those during the course of this year. But Paul Smith already starting to pull away from the rest of the field. On board here with Alex Jones, the 21-year-old from Radlett in the Storm, being run by the Oliveira family. Jake Oliveira running the car. Used to drive one of these cars himself. This car was last run in 2012 for Paul Smith. Not this Paul Smith, another one, another driver of the same name. Paul Smith, the champion in 2012 and 2013 in this AHS Dominator, which is living up to its name now. Didn't always do so. Over the last couple of years, it really has been the car to have. Ian Jordan there in car number 6, putting some pressure on and getting through ahead of Dan Pitchford, starting again at 56 minutes 16. On board once again with Alex Jones. He's challenging the number 39 car of Richard Potterton around the outside at Druids. I don't think he can make that one work though, so he'll drop back down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. Has a look down the inside and backs out of that again. On the back of the car has gone, and he spins around, and following cars after swerve in avoidance as Jones now tries to rejoin. He crosses the circuit, he's onto the glass on the other side, and oh dear, he's had another spin trying to get back on, and that would have lost Alex a lot of time. He's in the sole remaining O Sport Storm in the race because Maludi, as I said, not able to take the start of this race, which is a great shame because he finished in 4th place yesterday behind Paul Smith, Paul Taylor and Steve O. Oh, and that's a shame. That's a retirement. It's number 91, Anthony Mitchell in his Ray, the 1991 car. Pitchford there is doing battle now with Paul Taylor, I think that is. Yes, it is, in car number 10. He's just behind Steve O, so Pitchford having lost a little bit of ground here. There's Martin Farmer there, the 2-time champion in 2010 and 2011. He's under pressure from Ian Jordan in car number 6, and Jordan alongside him here, the wheel-to-wheel. Farmer's been wheel-to-wheel with that car before, not in the hands of Ian Jordan though. It's Dave Jordan in the car, that's Ian's dad. Used to be driven by Sam Oliveira, and Sam was also a 2-time champion in Formula V, and before that Mike Genvy had this car as well, and he was a 2-time champion in it as well. Jordan though unable to get through on the inside of Martin Farmer, man from Sutton Coldfield up at Druids Corner. So Steve O there you can see in the grey and orange Dominator, so he's in 4th, Pitchford is 5th, Paul Taylor is in 6th place by the looks of it. That's possibly Craig Pollard there in 7th position, yes it is. So the 3 Bears Motorsport cars are inside the top 7 at the moment. There's John Hughes, the second of the cars in this group, with the Scarab. John making a return to racing this season. Not seen too much of him of late. He's been out of racing, starting a family. Good to see him back this season. He's been a race winner in the past, and now he's taking the fight for the number 25 car, which is James Connell, the AHS Challenger, and he's done him around the outside into Paddock Hill Bend. So John Hughes makes up another position. He finished 7th yesterday, just ahead of Craig Pollard. Oh, and someone's off into the gravel trap, I'm afraid. Well, no matter how hard they try, they're not going to get out of there. That's number 79, which is Tim Joslin from Abingdon in his GAC. I think he's a little bit frustrated with himself, but he's going to be going no further, I'm afraid. He's had 4 laps, and that's it. Climbs out of the car to head to the safe side of the barriers under the instruction of the marshals. Steve-O now with Craig Pollard behind him, so O has lost a position or two here, and Dan Pitchford has, I think, Paul Taylor going alongside him as they go into Paddock Hill Bend that time. Aboard we go again with Alex Jones a little bit further down the order, recovering from his spin, turns his way into Surtees, but again the back steps round, and a cloud of smoke, black lines on Jonathan Palmer's green concrete. He's all over the grass in the island there in the middle of the Surtees, McLaren, Clearways and Clark series of bends. I think that's going to be Alex out of the race this time. Well, Farmer's not getting a lot of respite, is he, from Ian Jordan, the former championship winning car. Jordan moving up to Class A this season. He's been the Class B champion in previous years. Farmer with the number 2 on the side of his car, runner up last year. But the championship was left undecided until the final round of the season last year. Although Paul Smith had been the man to win almost every race in which his car was performing as it should have done, certainly. Farmer, though, got a win towards the end of last year. Jordan pressing him here. We've got a back marker to deal with for too much longer. That's Craig Bell. Setting their way down towards Paddock Hill Bend once more. Martin Farmer, a karting contemporary of Lewis Hamilton, turns his way through Druids down towards Graham Hill Bend once more. Here is Paul Smith continuing to pull away from the rest of the field, putting a lap there on one of the slower cars. Towards Surtees then goes Martin Farmer, past the second of the Dave Jordan cars. That's the shame of Jamie Harrison having his first car race today. Missed out on yesterday's race because he was a reserve, but Jamie, a teenager from Kent, pleased to get out there today. So Farmer still in second place and Ian Jordan in third. More cars to negotiate, and that back marker, well, that has compromised Ian Jordan's run up towards Druids that time, so he's dropped back from Martin Farmer now. The back marker getting out of shape in front of Ian Jordan. Not what he would have wanted to see. He just had to think about what to do there. There's a gaggle of cars a bit further back. Graham Gant in number 3, who was third in the championship last year, ahead of Craig Pollard now. Number 92, the trainee accountant from Diss. Upper midfield scrap is pretty spicy. Pitchford it is at the head of the group. He's ahead of Paul Taylor now. 2 GACs running together. Then you've got Steve-O, then Graham Gant, and then another GAC with Craig Pollard. Last lap board goes out to Paul Smith, but Martin Farmer's closing on him, and Paul Smith's got a problem, and the leader of the race is the leader no more, because Paul Smith slows dramatically as he starts the final lap, and Farmer and Jordan have swept through into the lead and second place respectively. Can Paul Taylor hang on for third position? Paul Taylor and Dan Pitchford are disputing 4th place at the moment, but could that become third by the end of it? And Smith still slow on the run down towards Graham Hill. Is that a problem with the engine or a fuel problem maybe? It's only a short race, so he shouldn't have run out of fuel unless there was a miscalculation how much fuel was put into the car. Martin Farmer then now with a biggish lead after a moment for Ian Jordan. I think Jordan was pushing on to try and get victory, but Martin Farmer is going to take his first victory of the season, and it's an early wedding present for him. He's married next Sunday, but Martin Farmer wins round 2 of the Tillotson Formula V Championship from Ian Jordan, who's going to come home in third place. Oh, it's side by side over the line. and our screens are saying that Paul Taylor has got it, but it looked there as if Dan Pitchford got the win. And confirmation that that was reversed in the end, Pitchford getting third ahead of Paul Taylor, with Martin Farmer finishing 3 seconds clear of Ian Jordan. Further back, Tim Probert completed the top 10 after John Hughes retired.
Okay, so Martin Farmer, you've had a win that just came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, I think we struggled for majority of the race, and it felt like a battle to, a good result would have been keeping second, and I was hoping to pull away from Ian, which I couldn't. And then all of a sudden we saw Paul Smith going slow in a straight line on the last lap, and it was a battle for the win.
Absolutely, and it just sort of G's you up that little bit more, doesn't it, for that final lap?
Yeah, and the fact that Ian went I could see him completely sideways in the mirrors on the second corner, and I thought, that's it, I've got the win now. But it was a tough race all the way through.
Ian Jordan, second position, but he had a great fight with Martin all the way through that race.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was great fun. He defended really well, I'll give him that. He was a hard battler. And he definitely had the legs of me on the straight, though, so I just couldn't get past him.
And when you saw Paul Smith slow up at the end there, did that give you sort of an extra bit of motivation to try and get past?
Oh, when you're coming down that start-finish straight and you see the leader slowing and then put the last lap board out, you think, oh, here we go. And I knew I had a better run through paddock, so it was going to be Druids or nothing. I tried it, must have hit some oil, slipped sideways, and it was gone. So well done to Marty.
But a sign of good things to come hopefully this year.
Well, definitely, I've stepped up to Class A from Class B, so and the pace has picked up this weekend, so hopefully I'll be troubling them all season.
Excellent, well done.